jungle has been hiding something incredible from our eyes for many decades. After archaeologists found strange stone foundations here, they launched a helicopter with modern LiDAR scanners and thoroughly investigated the area. Imagine their surprise when lasers revealed an entire ancient metropolis under the jungle, with a network of canals and the ruins of several stone pyramids. It seems that the local Kasarabe culture built complex engineering structures and temples 1,000 years before the Aztecs and Incas. The Bolivian pyramids literally rewrite the history of ancient Amazonia, and that's just one of the revolutionary discoveries of recent times. A giant gaping hole, ancient whales in the middle of the jungle, a valley of enormous stone jars, and a road to Atlantis. All these incredible discoveries baffled archaeologists and spawned the most exciting theories about Earth's true history. This corner of nature in southern China is much more ancient than even virgin Amazonia. In May 2022, a scientific expedition discovered a sinkhole with an area of 6 football fields, that is 306 meters long and 150 meters wide. And the depth of this enormous abyss is 192 meters. You could hide the SpaceX Starship in it, and there'd still be room for the Falcon Heavy rocket. And at the same time, there's enough light getting into the bottom of this funnel to create an entire isolated ecosystem in the abyss. The largest trees here reach 40 meters in height. It's like God secretly set up a little garden for botanical experiments. Scientists suggest that due to this isolation, the local ecosystem has developed quite differently than that on the outside. So, biologists expect to find here some new and absolutely unique species of flora and fauna. Researchers are particularly interested in 3 as yet unexplored caves at the bottom of the funnel. And if we're still discovering previously unseen natural worlds in remote areas of our planet, what to speak of the traces of truly ancient civilizations? These giant rocks could rewrite the entire history of humankind. They're very much like whales, aged about 75 million years. The giants were found in Bueng Kan Province, Thailand at an altitude of 300 meters. And the length of the most enormous whale rock is about 100 meters. And though there are many rocks of pretentious shapes in the world, these are totally different from the others. They look more like real whale statues, meticulously hand-polished. However, geologists believe that the so-called whales were actually created by nature itself, which has been grinding these stones with rain and winds for millions of years. However, video shot from drones shows that each whale has a distinct head, torso, and tail. Is this a coincidence too? After all, even a very ancient civilization with the simplest tools could give a rock a whale-like shape. Who knows, maybe millions of years ago, these very guys tried to carve the first world model, the flat disk of Earth resting upon 3 whales. And later, other civilizations finalized their idea, But any developed ancient cultures not only built ritual structures, but also had complex burial rituals. It turns out crematoria are much more ancient than we used to think. This is the plain of jars in Laos. In this mysterious place, researchers found thousands of stone vessels aged about 3,000 years. The weight of the largest jar reaches 6 tons, and the average diameter is about a meter. All the jars are carved from solid stone from 1 to 3 meters in height. But the most amazing thing is that all of these heavy boulders were transported to the valley in some unknown way from other regions of Southeast Asia. Could this place have been a home for giants who used these jars as mugs? Near some of the vessels, stone lids with carved animals have been preserved, and those carvings prompted scientists to hypothesize that they're actually burial jars. However, inside some of them, they found burnt teeth and bones that belonged to many different people. In addition, human remains were also found near the jars. Eventually, scientists concluded that the local burial ceremony at the time was a complex 3-stage process. First, a body was placed in a jar and allowed to decompose until there were only bones left. Then they were burned in the same jars, and the remaining coals and ashes were finally buried nearby. Such a sophisticated ritual proves that ancient people were able to do very complex things if they believed it was necessary. But what about the impossible? A basalt road has been recently found at the bottom of the Pacific Ocean. In 2022, when oceanologists were exploring the underwater volcanic Liliuokalani Ridge north of the Hawaiian Islands at a depth of 3,000 meters, they suddenly discovered something similar to a stretch of paved road with evenly laid out bricks. Could that be the way to ancient Atlantis, where Aquaman once walked? Volcanologists have a different opinion. According to their version, due to frequent eruptions nearby, that section of the bottom continually heated up to hundreds of degrees and cooled down again until one day it cracked into evenly sized bricks. Maybe we got it wrong, taking this road for a human construction, just like it happened with a sensational door on Mars. After all, it turned out not to be the entrance to the cave of an alien civilization, but a simple cleft in the rock, shot by the rover from a well-chosen angle. Sometimes even seemingly random things on closer examination can hide an unbelievable story. These parchment fragments from the University of Cambridge were considered talismans of medieval women in labor. But recently, scientists conducted a biomolecular analysis and found traces of amniotic fluid on the parchment. This means women had such a strong belief in the belt's magical healing power that they actually put it on during childbirth.